This lesson will cover the modeling concepts of supplemental structure. The learning objectives for this topic are as follows: describing supplemental structures and how you can use it, viewing the item structure that is imported from product information management and adds supplemental structures to models, and editing a model within a workspace. Our first section discusses the elements of a configurator model. Now that you've learned how to create a workspace and add your model to the workspace, the next stage in the life cycle of the configurator model is to build your configurator model and test it. This diagram depicts the three elements of a configurator model: the supplemental structure, rules, and user interfaces. In this lesson, we'll focus on managing supplemental structure. In the overview of work area and integration by snapshot lesson, you were introduced to the task for managing supplemental structure, rules, and user interfaces as part of a configurator model, and for testing the model before releasing it into production. This diagram highlights the model management tasks, which are the focus of this lesson. This particular diagram highlights how product management data imported into the workspace, where model management tasks are then performed before releasing. The next section discusses how you view the item structure of the model as defined in product information management and add any supplemental structure that is required for your model. This diagram highlights supplemental structure as the first of three model management tasks. After importing a model from the Product Information Management work area to the Configured Models work area, you can now add some structure to it. A complex item can have a substantial number of options for customers to choose from. Some options are compatible with each other, some are not. You can simplify a customer's shopping experience by reducing the number of product items that appear in the UI of the configurator runtime. This is where adding a supplemental structure to your model can come in handy. The nodes of the supplemental structure can be a small set of questions or prompts with relevant options that the end user can choose from. The end user's responses can then be used to drive selections for many other items by means of rules. You can combine several compatible sets of options into a set of buying packages. You can also add a prompt to select one of those packages as a node of supplemental structure to the model that is imported from the Product Information Management work area. Then, you can add rules that select the necessary set of items as part of the configuration of the model. You might also want to prompt the customer with yes or no questions that help determine the desired configuration, or obtain some numeric values that could be used to perform calculations that help determine desired configuration. You can model all of these scenarios by adding supplemental structure to your configurator model. This diagram shows an example of how you can use supplemental structure. Consider the example of a car as in the model item. When you buy a car, you can select what it looks like on the outside. You can choose what color your car should be and whether or not you want alloy wheels. You can also choose what the interiors look like or which features you want in your car. With some models, you may also be able to pick the type of engine or transmission. In the Product Information Management work area, the structure item type of the car item is model. The options that a customer can choose from, such as interior options, exterior option, mechanical options, and so on, are organized in the form of item structure for the car item. Each of these option classes have their own item structure. If you examine the seats option, you'll see that it's an option class item with 6 possible items to select from. An option class is a kind of container that holds together a set of similar items from which an end user can select one or more items. This diagram shows an example of how item structure can be organized. In the example of the car, the seats option class, which has 6 seats as options, is part of the interior options item structure, which in turn is part of the car model's item structure. Show how the item structure of a PIM model item is replicated in the structure of the configurator model that is initially created when the snapshot of the PIM model is created. Given the large number of possible options configuring the car model, customers might feel overwhelmed by the sheer complexity. This diagram depicts how you can simplify this complexity by combining compatible sets of options into packages such as luxury package, super luxury package, or sports package. These packages can be presented as the options of a single option feature named base option package, so that customers can make a single choice that will automatically make many of the necessary selections for them. The screen shows how you can create supplemental structures for a configurator model on the Structure tab of the Edit Model page of the Configurator Models work area. Previously, in the Overview of Work Area and Integration by Snapshot lesson, you learned that you can import model items from the product area into the Configurator Models work area as snapshots that then become configurator models to which you can add structure, rules, and UIs. The different types of supplemental structure that you can add are listed as follows: You can model question option features and their options respectively. You can also model inputs that require a yes or no response as Boolean features. Requires a numeric value can be modeled as integer or decimal features. This diagram shows that the packaging of options in a complex product can be added to a configurator model as using an option feature with options. To model packages for the car, you create an option feature named base option packages in the car model, and then add options to the option feature for each of the individual packages. Specify the display sort of order of the options at runtime by either name or description in either ascending or descending order. By default, the options appear in the order in which they were created. Attributes to a node, perform the following steps. Open the model draft to which the supplemental attributes will be added. Then, select the supplemental structure node, then select the supplemental attributes subtab. Then, you'll click the Add button. Next, you'll open the list for the name of the supplemental attribute to add. You'll search for and select the desired supplemental attribute. When you select the supplemental attribute, the default values for its description, value set, and data type are added, and the default supplemental attribute is selected. Optionally, you can also create a new supplemental attribute here in addition to selecting one. You can specify a different value, but you can't change the other elements of an existing supplemental attribute. Note, you can add the same supplemental attributes to a node more than once. Finally, save the model as a draft. Supplemental attributes added using the steps will be saved once you... For the practice included with this topic, we'll add supplemental structures to a model in the Configurator Models work area, but before we summarize the topics in this lesson. In this lesson,